Ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? It's your boy, the hungriest of hornets, and we're here for yet another video. And what a difference it makes. Hey, we're not in the dark, we're not in the cold, we're not in the rain. It's January and it's not freezing cold. What's going on? We can open up the throttle. Oh my god, there's no ice on the road. How exciting! Now that's over and done with. Let's go back to being a good rider. So that's what this video is about today. How can you become a better motorcycle rider? Now, it's an interesting thing, isn't it, motorcycles? There's a lot of focus on how to become better. How to all of a sudden become an expert at this, and you know, there's like categories of like motorcycle nerdism, if you like. You know, people fall into motorcycles and become one of two riders. They either become a rider that just rides because they want to ride or have to ride, so maybe a commuter for instance, or two are someone that absolutely falls in love with every aspect of motorcycling. And part of falling in love with every aspect of motorcycling is looking into every single facet of motorcycling. So that could be getting into motorsports, that could be getting into the technical side of building a bike, maintaining a bike, servicing a bike, looking at the engine, looking at how this works, how does that work, what if I did this to this, what would happen, tinkerers, you know, that sort of thing. On the second side as well, it's the people that enjoy, you know, watching YouTube videos about motorcycling. And that's probably you, because you're watching one right now, aren't you? So congratulations. You know, not only do you most likely fall into category 2, but you also have an affinity with motorcycling. And most of those people that fall into category 2 want to become better at motorcycling. Yes, they want to understand, how do I gain more confidence? How do I do this? How do I travel to here on a motorcycle? How do I get better mileage, or get better at my safety, or get better hazard awareness, observations, etc, etc. That's all part of becoming a better motorcycler, right? Motorcycler, motorcyclist, motorbike rider, rider of the proverbial steel horse, so to speak. You know, that's one thing that will happen, that's one thing that differentiates motorcyclists from car drivers. Not many car drivers care about becoming a better car driver, they just want to get from A to B. Now, the form of motorcycling is a form of transport that requires a love for it, because if you travel all year round, chances are you're going to get sick to death of it at some point. But if you love it, chances are you'll continue to do it. You know, winter, January, you know, it's not the greatest time of the year to hop on a motorcycle in England or anywhere really, but here we are riding. So you're watching this video because you're probably wondering, how do I become a better motorcyclist? How do I? What is the secret, Hungry Hornet? Well, the secret is simple, and that's just doing it a lot, you know. Practice makes perfect, as they say, you know, and it's overcoming the temptation to not ride a bike, you know. Now, I'm not saying put yourself in dangerous situations, but what I am saying is, you know, doing a winter tour on a motorcycle can make you a pretty good motorcyclist. You know, it gets you from, you know, just being not casual, because that's the wrong word, but let's say a novice motorcyclist, to someone that can ride a bike in all weathers. Now, someone that enjoys riding a bike in all weathers is a person that is going to end up going far on a motorcycle, I believe, because if you can enjoy this beautiful machine all year round that's currently covered in salt, I'm going to have to give it a nice good clean because it's absolutely filthy at the minute, but I'm going to give it a clean today. If you can enjoy that, and if you can find joy on two wheels when it's not so joyful, you know, and if you can find joy in the idea that, you know, a motorcycle isn't just a summer thing, it can be an all year round thing. Take precautions, and if you look into maintaining your safety, and if you look into sort of gaining experience in conditions and environments that may not be the best, all of a sudden you're becoming a better motorcyclist, because you're taking into account that, you know, this is a form of transport, but it's not just a toy, you know. I think what makes a poor motorcyclist is the attitude towards a motorcycle. Now, a lot of people, for instance, on motorcycles will gladly store their motorcycle all year round until it gets to the hot months, and then they'll just hoon the fuck out of their motorcycle non-stop when the opportunity presents itself and it's dry. So they'll get this like syndrome, like a compulsion. I call it summer bike syndrome, and that's the idea that, for instance, being a little bit too excited because you're back on the bike. I'm back on the bike, baby. The riding season is here. Now, there's no such thing as riding season, mate. Riding season's all year round for us here on the Hungry Hornet channel. You know, we go to France in February, baby. That's what we do, you know. We try our best to be available all year round to this two-wheeled monster. And in doing so, because if you ride it every day, you haven't got the little nagging voice in your head that says, oh yeah, open it up now. You're doing an overtake, get it to 100. Come on, let's go. You know, you follow, you're more law-abiding. You tend to ride a motorcycle the same way all year round because you're so used to it. There's no little switch in your head that goes, all right, because it's the summer, I'm just going to absolutely hoon it. So the secret to riding a motorcycle long term and becoming a better motorcyclist is by riding all year round and knowing what people are going to do. Like this little situation, I boxed myself in here a bit, to be fair. This guy, there we go. That's what I mean. Become a better motorcyclist is to be able to look into what makes you what bad habits you have. For instance, being impatient, not being willing to sort of watch your speed and all that. It's practice makes perfect, and it's riding all year round, and that will make you a better motorcyclist because you have a better appreciation for it. It's not just a toy. So it's you know, for some people like me, it's your form of transport, it's your form of getting from A to B. Now, call me silly. You know, a lot of people have motorcycles and cars. There's nothing wrong with the idea that, you know, during the winter and during the harsher months, you decide, you know what, I'm not going to go out on the bike, you know, because safety first, you know. But on the flip side, if you do winter tours on your bike and you do end up going out and about on it in the winter, it will give you a bit more grit. It will give you a bit more understanding of how a motorcycle works all year round. That way you understand where a motorcycle's limitations are on two wheels. For instance, balance. You know, balance is a big thing. Something that a lot of motorcyclists overlook is the idea that, you know, a bike can lose balance quite easily and there's not much you can do about it, you know. It's part and parcel of... she came on heavy on the slip. I've put myself in a bit of a predicament here because I'm supposed to be going into this corner here, and that's, you know, that's bad motorcycling. That is bad motorcycling. Done a double overtake. I've misjudged it. I should have just slowed down. Would have been a bit safer. But there you go. That's a prime example. Even all year round, you can still make poor decisions. So, you know, don't beat yourself up. If you want to become a better motorcyclist, it's totally in your hands. And, you know, maybe don't just rely on my advice, because it doesn't seem like I follow my own advice sometimes. But, yeah. So, you know, chin up, ladies and gents. Try your best. Get those hours in and experience the road in all conditions. Safety, safety first, of course. Experience the road in all conditions. Try your best. Always be, open to the idea that you might not know it all. You might not have experienced it all. And get out of the idea that that you can't do something on a motorcycle. Going for long trips can help you become a better motorcyclist, but above all, it's starting to understand your limitations as well and what you're comfortable dealing with. That's a big part. A big part of this game is looking inwards. So if I was to give any advice to how to become a better motorcyclist, is look within and study what works for you on a bike and what doesn't, and then work on that. Work on those not weaknesses, but those slight, shaky feelings towards certain parts of riding a bike, and that will make you a better motorcyclist, because you'll be thinking, how can I improve? You can't become a better motorcyclist without being willing to open yourself up to the idea that you need to improve something somewhere, you know? That's just my 2 cents. Let me know if you think I've got it completely wrong. Let me know if you think I'm talking absolute nonsense, and let me know if you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, please give it a subscribe if you're not subscribed already. The YouTube channel is doing very well at the minute, and I appreciate everyone's support of the channel. Appreciate the fact that the content is, I think, been getting a lot better, and I think content has helped draw people in. We've experienced all sorts of things on the channel recently, all sorts of ideas, and you know, 2026, we're in 2026 now, you know, so happy new year to everyone, and let's look forward to another brilliant year on 2 wheels, where we explore the world around us one step at a time. Safety first, and safety always on our mind. Yeah, that's what we want to do. You know, motorcycling isn't just a let's do this once and not again. This is a skill that we work upon on this channel, and I hope you come along with me for this journey. Until next time, I've been the hungriest of hornets. You've been incredible. Keep it locked and keep it safe. Peace.